Okay, welcome to the reaction slash review for episode 84, Night of the End. Really good episode. Um, a bunch of necessary things happened. Like I said, we'll go over it, but I thought this was a good episode. I did give it 8 out of 10, lowest so far, but it doesn't mean it's bad by any means. But yeah, everything that happened here I thought was necessary. And yeah, them talking it out and all this stuff. But let's just start with this, right? So yeah, Jean actually literally imagined what his life would be like if he accepted that offer, and he would be living in the interior, living it up, drinking the finest liquor, all that stuff. And he's there's a good life. Looks like he imagined Mikasa as his wife as well. I think I see the scar there. Like thinking like that, he had, I wouldn't say no reason to not accept it, but like see how like Flock talked that nonsense into his head. But obviously those ashy bones, Marco, and obviously I want to say his morals and values, didn't allow him to go through this and try and realize this. Hopefully it can still happen, but because Eren's plan is wrong, and what the Jaeger is doing are wrong. He literally was trying to ignore Hanji because he knows they're probably there for a plan and whatnot. Yeah, won't be fighting anytime soon. Yeah, like I said, she said it there, and I said it as well. Unfortunately, Levi's not fighting anytime soon, so I don't know odds of seeing him in any action. But yeah, she told Mikasa and Jean there that they've met up with Magath and the Core Titan and whatnot, and yeah, decided to, yeah, we've joined forces with some stragglers from Mali, including the Core Titan. And she said it right here. I think she said it multiple times. All to stop Eren. Genocide is wrong. 100%. That is all you need. There doesn't need to be any justification. Either way. It's as plain as simple as that. And they are trying to stop it. Which is fine. And should be like that. Instead of going through that terrible plan. John obviously trying to make his point. More allies, exactly. Who we can get. So yeah, at that point they had me, Magath and Cod, and then through Armin and them they could gather Annie, Rainer, Gabi, and Falco. Like I said originally, that entire group. Yeah, without you guys and more of the 9. Exactly. Yeah, Mikasa had some resolve here. I mean, it's going to be difficult. It's a different story saying you're going to stop Eren and stuff like that. When it comes to the point you're probably going to have to kill him, then it's going to be a different story when you're standing right in front of him. But this right here, I won't let Eren kill any more than he has already. I have to stop it, yeah. We have to stop him even if he's doing it to protect us and the island. Because it doesn't justify what he's doing now. He's committing genocide and killing millions or billions on the outside world. And he only has a final titan for 4 more years, then 1 now. Then we talk about the whole cycle continuing again, that stuff. See, this is where I still need to sort things out and come up with a plan or cause hatred for years to come. Stopping Eren means our island will be destroyed. See, you can look at it that, but you shouldn't give up. There should be more ways. Because it doesn't matter what you say there, that's not justifying it. That what Eren's doing is horribly wrong. To sacrifice a little island for the entire world. Like, billions and billions of innocent people. Yes, there are the people who want to get parity wiped out and stuff like that. And yes, lots of them are brainwashed like that. Yes, it's a whole situation, but that doesn't take away from the fact that what he's doing is wrong. The way I see it, Mali thinks we'll use the ramen as soon as we attack. Yeah, like I said, that's in that one little information thing in the middle. It was a bogus plan to try and stop people from invading, and they weren't doing anything. They were sitting back on their little island, minding their own business, not doing anything to anyone, and then Mali came and attacked. For what reason? They're scared they're going to use it. When they said they'll only use it Retreat it to the walls. We're going to use it if you ever threaten us. I can just imagine this. If nothing of this happened, there's lots of paths, it can take. But them eventually wiping out all the Titans. Like, let's say Mali didn't attack. Wipe out all the Titans. Well, then Mali would keep sending Titans. That's the problem. But in a way, see, it's difficult because nothing is going to go according to plan. But maybe in a way, wipe out all the Titans and then stop. But then they're going to see Mali coming and dropping people. Like, it's a really difficult situation. They have to going to come up with something. But see, that already leads to one other path that they could have taken. But yeah, see, it's difficult because then those Mali soldiers might report back, someone gets away, or they realize ships are missing, which did happen. And then they send people over. But then it comes down to Mali just being stupid as well, like sending Aldeans away to the island, turning them into Titans as well. And so they all think about seeing them as island devils, even though these people didn't do anything wrong. They have to atone for their ancestors' sins. For something they didn't do at all, didn't do wrong. They're completely innocent people. It's such a stupid situation. Yeah, if we don't destroy the island for good, who knows when they'll destroy us. Yeah, that's the whole problem. They're gonna be thinking like that. That's why they keep trying to take the stuff back. That's why they need to come to a verbal agreement like they did in the forest now. It's gonna be difficult trying to negotiate that with the high ups of that Mali, but if people, there can just be a verbal negotiation. And then you just hear it from both sides instead of just attacking each other. Easier said than done, I know. It's a few more years and come up with another plan. But they already had a few years and Hanji's blaming aside because they didn't get any answers. That's why I decided to. Genocide is wrong. It's really that simple. It is really that simple. And exactly what she says here. I'll be damned before we justify it somehow. There's no way to justify it at all. Because you're saying, yeah, but the world or the people at Mali want them exterminated, all that stuff. Not everyone. You know how many millions of innocent people are gonna get killed in this whole freaking plan with the genocide? Yeah, she's blaming herself for her dumb wishful thinking after all these years I haven't come, but still don't give up. Find another plan. Yeah, I feel like those who gave their hearts for humanity freedom are watching me. Yep, and there's everyone. And that's also true. Most of them died without even knowing humanity exists outside the war. Right at the start, the whole scouts mission and all that stuff, right? I'm sure none of them would be so self-centered as to say, as long as the island has freedom, that's all that matters. Exactly. There's Petra and Erwin and Levi's entire squad, Gunther and everyone, and only chance to stop the slaughter is now, yep. And then John realized, obviously. Absolutely, there's Marco. Yep. Marco didn't even get a chance to become a scout. Not forever a scout. Wow. Jeez. There's the resolve. This was funny. I'm just casually making food and then yeah. Like I said, here we are at this crossroad. Just glaring at each other. Like I said, it's never gonna be that easy. They weren't never gonna forgive each other that easily, obviously. Like, there was going to be bad blood. But like I said, this team up is necessary to literally save the world. If you did ever succeed, you get your ideal world. That's why they're here. That's not the ideal world that they want. But then at that point in time, they actually decided to trust Eren because they thought he was just going to use the Rumbly to crush Marley in the military and that stuff. They had no idea what he had in store. And then Hanji obviously just exactly what she said. We don't wish for genocide. Exactly. Otherwise we wouldn't be hiding in the forest making stew. Precisely. Sense of justice. See, it's good that they clash like this with words actually. But yeah, there's nonsense coming from, this nonsense coming like justice. Like Marley talk about justice. They was fighting all the Titans that you sent. And that obviously, all that is, mostly that's in the Marlians' mind is the 2,000 years. Like, just holding on to it like it matters and it has anything to do with these people in the current era that has nothing to do with it. They are a bunch of innocent people that have nothing to do with it. Why should they atone for the sins of their ancestors, for something they didn't do? But that's the thing in Marley now, they're just viewing them as island devils because, the 2,000 year history. And as Rainer has seen, as Gabi has seen, they're not a bunch of island devils. They've come to realize they're just normal people just like them. But then there's some stuff that did make them seem like devils, right? And what he said is not entirely untrue. The threat of Perry came true and now the world's in danger. Thanks to Eren, yeah. But then again, as well, they're part of the cycle as well, and also are part of why all of this started as well, by sending them in, Reiner them in, to cause this nonsense that they did. Not that I was technically part of the plan. Like I said, Reiner just came up, oh, let's go bust down the wall. I'm pretty sure their plan was at first to infiltrate with Marcel and all that stuff, and Reiner's just like, oh, well, let's fucking bust down the wall and kill a fucking bunch of people. Idiot. Yeah, and then see, then everyone's making good points, and this is good they're hearing it from everyone's perspectives. Not for the wall falling and Eren having to see his mother getting eaten alive. That's also part of it. You can't deny the fact. But let me just clear this up once again. This doesn't justify anything that he's doing right now with the plan and whatnot. But yeah, it's how it all. That's part of how it all started. You made him use the rumbling. Technically, like yes and no, right? Because he could have come up with another plan, yada yada yada, all that stuff, or just use rumbling to crush the military so they don't come after them. But yeah, who would have thought that he would have gone to try and carry out the genocide? So, and like I said, screw all this has just been said. Nothing justifies what Eren's trying to do. I'll say that a million times. But then the problem here, you want to talk history, do you? Was tyrannizing Devstar by Alia first. 2,000 years, still playing the victim after 2,000 years. Exactly. It's long gone history. Why should they pay for the sins of the people that did it back then? It's idiotic. They didn't do anything wrong, like in the first place. I don't mean right now. So compared to 2,000 years. This is where the past needs to be freaking just discarded. Like ancient, like the ancient history, I mean. Everything that happened now and over the course of the past few years, that's one thing, right? Because it's stupid. But having this, keeping on having this hatred and doing this because of 2,000 years ago is just idiotic to me. Where they even said they won't do anything if you don't threaten us. We won't use the rumbling, we won't do nothing. We'll sit here quietly on the island. But like I said, both sides have their... That's understandable. Talk about the past when none of us were there. Exactly, that's the whole point. Weird devils would give up our paradise, save millions, yeah. Help the very world that would once exterminate us, because it's just, well, apart from the group that wants to exterminate them, it's just the right thing to do because it's genocide and there's millions of innocents involved. They're doing the right thing. And you can say even him, like, see, both sides have their grievances, their arguments and stuff like that, and they can have to come to an understanding. That's why it's good to talk this out. And then after Anya with the question, can you kill Eren? That's the big question. It's one thing saying can you stop or kill Eren, but once they stand right in front of them, they'll be able to do it, because I've got the feeling they won't be able to stop him verbally. He's gonna carry this out the way we know Eren. I don't know. The first thing, obviously, try and talk him out of it. That doesn't work. I mean, if it comes to the point where you have to stop him by, you just have to do it. Because, like, I keep repeating myself. What he's doing is wrong, this whole genocide thing and the entire plan. I can't... I'm just repeating myself over and over and over, and I don't need to do that. You think you can change the mind of someone slaughtering humanity? Yeah. And if it doesn't change his mind, they're going to have to stop that someone from slaughtering humanity, because it's the right thing to do. No matter how terrible it might be, it's your friend and whatnot. What he's trying to do is so disgustingly terrible. Literally right now he's the enemy of humanity. Yeah, the rest of us try to kill him. They're going to protect him. Well, especially Mikasa. So this is a good thing why they had this talk. And everyone getting riled up. Can't imagine anything being more important to you than Eren. Yep. She's spot on. And then Anya's reason, obviously, so that the father and Mari doesn't die. She wants to go back, like he said, come back. And she's literally genuinely asking for help. So they're gonna have to bring their part of the deal as well. Doesn't matter if Eren's their friend and all that stuff. You can't deny what he's doing right now. You can't. You can't ignore it. And if you can change Eren's mind, all the better. They only have so much fuel before they can... Yeah, they need to locate him as well. I can't remember. There was a bunch of the Titans in front of him as well. I don't know if he's in front of the pack. He's sort of close to the front of the pack, or he's in the middle. I don't know. Yep, and they want to nerf and Yelena. But Yelena doesn't... Yelena got, like, bamboozled as well. Or backstabbed along with Z. Because she didn't know Eren was going to do this. But like I said, she fed some information to Eren about Marley and all that stuff. So she could help in one way or another. Fighting Marley to save your homeland. Now it's going to get crushed. Then, she's a Marlian bastard too. Well, they're even saying Marlian bastard. So they know they're freaking terrible. Interesting, so they check the background. She's actually from Mali. She's a Malian. You pretended to be, from a country annexed by Mali. Wrote your own story. Filing on the lies, yeah? Saving the world, there's no more. Any words more sweet and enticing. Exactly, but noble deed of saving millions whisper to your heart. There's one thing, right? Where they know they've done wrong and whatnot, yeah. So I was sort of making a point, but like I said, it's not going to be the same case for everyone, if not the case at all. Yeah, you gobble it up you gobble it up as if to wash down the taste of hate. And obviously, like, atone for everything you've done, all that type of stuff as well. But it doesn't deny the fact that it's the right thing to do, which I'm pretty sure most of them is thinking like that. But they probably can't help but think as well, trying to atone for what I did, all that type of stuff. So that's understandable from an angle. But John actually thanking her because now she jogged everyone's memories. So she went and literally laid down everyone's name and exactly what they did, which is actually a good thing because she did it for them and cleared the air. Actually, everything's on the table and they can talk it out. Elves were eaten by Titans because he broke down the wall. Exactly. Quite a few scouts, only killed few scouts and people in Stowe, his district as well. Yeah, such a sensitive person would wreak havoc on the port. Exactly, like I said, even the scouts, they are not these innocent heroes and everything we want them to be, or that we've known all along and that stuff like that. They attack on Liberia. Perfect example. And then you can't, even though they were brainwashed and all that stuff, like people like Gabi and whatnot, you can't blame them at that point for thinking, well, look, these people are really the island devils, because look what they're doing. And there was lots of innocent people there involved as well. Yeah, and he wreaked havoc on the port with the Colossal Titan. A mountain of corpses, literally. And then, everyone's heroic acts in Liberia, exactly, especially Jean's. Courageously fired a thunder spear at Falco while aiming for the car Titan. Let's not forget that. I remember Falco jumped in front and then John actually let go and I was like, you fucking idiot, what's wrong with you? And Gabi killed Sasha, yeah? And Sasha was such a sweet girl, I was saddened. But, once again, it's not like she was innocent. She was part of the whole thing, she killed a bunch of Marlians and whatnot. She had to be prepared, it was war, like I said. And she got killed by Gabi, because in that stage Gabi's like, it's a war, we fight and stuff like that. They're just coming in, they're attacking us, so she snuck on board, she's trying to take them out. Like I said, it's war, and Gabi was getting lots of unnecessary hate for the wrong reasons. I keep saying this, right? For the wrong reasons. Yes, I'm not justifying that she killed Sasha was right. Of course not. I think it was stupid from her, obviously, but people were just hating on her for the wrong reasons and also acting like, it's because it's Sasha and all the people, but they weren't innocent at all, and it was war. They went there, attacked on them. What do you expect them just to sit there and take it? Obviously, they're going to fight back, and it's war. And it sounds so wrong. It is. But Gabi was getting so much unnecessary hate, and lots of a group of people just acting like Sasha was this angel. We saw with our own eyes how she was just killing people there in Liberia. Like, hello, soldiers. They attacked first. Well, Eren is one thing, an idiot. But yeah, they came in and had no choice to come and get Eren, and they started fighting against him. Thanks, Yelena. She's hilarious. Trying to get it all out in the open so we can sort things out, right? Which they did. She sort of helped with that, to be honest. And then she mentioned Marco. Obviously, that's going to get him riled up. And that's how this thing will start. Now to hear the truth from Annie and Rainer. We know this. He took his ODM gear. Rainer sort of the one that started it, and you could see Annie sort of didn't want to do it, and she was a bit conflicted. Not that I'm forgiving her, because she ended up doing it anyway. She took his gear off, but yeah, it was Rainer who said. And we're talking about Marco now, right? This is not this far in the series. This is all the way back then. This is what is that? Episode 6 or 7. They didn't show us that happening at that time, obviously, but it was in that time frame, right? They showed us later on exactly what happened, but it's in that time frame, like episode 6, 7-ish, when the war broke again, just after the cadets and all that stuff. Best way to keep Marco quiet is let a Titan eat him. How messed up, and like I said, I'll say this again, Marco is just this innocent person who thinks they're comrades and whatnot. Like we saw it when they showed this, like they showed Rainer looking perplexed. So after I knocked him onto the roof, had Annie remove his ODM gear, yes. No, he didn't say it. Okay. And what did Marco say at the end? This is perfect. What did Marco say? We haven't even talked this through. They didn't even give him a chance. They just threw him like that onto a Titan, this innocent person. They didn't give him a chance to talk it out, nothing like that, and just let him get eaten. Still trying to put each other on the ground. But now everything's out in the open and we're talking it through, even everyone's perspectives and everyone's side of the story. Here we are talking to each other. Exactly. It's not too late to stop. Perfect. Like this was necessary. Yeah, and now you can just talk and try to understand each other. And then as I watched it happen, I wondered why Marco was being eaten by a Titan. That's what baffles me. Rhino was standing there, and he's like wondering why is Marco being eaten by a Titan, but he's the one that caused it. And like I said, that's his whole conflict. That was that whole conflict with Rhino, right? Being a warrior and being a soldier, right? The warrior being from Mali, and then the soldier from Paradise Island. He was conflicted because he felt like he was also now a soldier there, eat duty and whatnot, because technically he fell into the role, like he got too much into it, even though he was literally from technically a spy from Mali, because he felt that camaraderie and everyone, friends, all that stuff together. He didn't think of them as devils because he saw with his own eyes that they were normal people just like him. Then he convinced himself now he's a soldier and all that stuff, and then that clash between warrior and soldier. It confused him what he saw in Paradise Island, because they were taught that they bunch of island devils, and he saw with his own eyes that they weren't. And then he felt like he was one of them. He was so much in that role. Like hearing something like that out of someone's mouth, it's just like, what? Overcome by anger, I thought, how dare you eat Marco, and killed it. Like I said, he's caught in between being a warrior from Mali and a soldier from Paradise Island. Yeah, the guilt messed with your head too. Don't forgive me, I'm truly worthless. He didn't even say anything, but then he kept on going on and on and on, asking for forgiveness, which is fine and that, not bad. I mean, like I said, Rana deserves it, because, well, especially now, the moment like he was talking about Marco, then it was John's friend, and at that time, completely innocent, all of them except for Fick and Rainer, and we know he knew what he was doing. John finally lost cool, and then he kicked Gabby by accident. And she admits it. We wanted to wipe out everyone living on Paradise Island, in hopes that the world would forgive us. We wanted this island and the devils to be wiped out. And yeah, that's part where they were brainwashed, saying if they do this, then their sins as Eldians would be forgiven, even though they were just born there and they into the world and didn't do anything wrong. That's the same. That's where it comes to part again. Atonement for what your ancestors did. Or let's screw ancestors. It's as simple as this: atoning for something that you didn't do wrong at all. Stupid. Now they actually, like Annie said, asked for help. Now they're actually asking for help. Shameless to ask. It is at one point shameless for them to ask because they know what they did. And like I said, it's not like the other side's completely innocent. They sort of did it back in Liberia, but they're just asking together. And it's the right thing to do. That's why I said both sides come together, common goal, because both sides know this is wrong. Margot was actually shocked. He's never seen Gabi like this. And he's obviously seen the realization that she knows everything that's gone now. Her eyes are open about the whole Aldean and Paradise Devil thing. And she knows she was brainwashed by Marley. And poor Leva was just trying to sleep. And then obviously waking them up, he's going to work together with them. Dude, like Rainer looks like he's done. He's like, I've said this how many times, like Reinhardt just like wants to end it all. Over here, it's like doesn't look like he has a world get up at all. And now John's sort of acting like everything's fine. Yeah, sorry to Gabi, because yeah. Not apologizing to Reinhardt, obviously. And Annie's like, what did Annie want? Did she want an apology? Did she want to be forgiven, or him to tell her that she doesn't forgive her? He doesn't forgive her? I don't know. Yet, okay. But here's a big problem. The port is overrun by Jaegerists. And they have anti-Titan gear, meaning a heck ton of thunder spears. So that there's already a fight gonna start against the Jaegerists to try and even get to Eren. So there's gonna be a battle by this port now. And then at the end, of course, we see our lovely Flock holding her hostage. I wonder if they've been holding her hostage all this time. Or probably not. Or she arrived and then they held her hostage. I don't know. But this is the chick that tried to come take Mikasa away, right? Because royal family, that stuff. And here we have the asshole himself. That face just says it all. Piece of shit. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully it was informative. And like I said, it's not like deep dive. It's just like just a discussion, right? And more so than a review. But anyway, that was good. I gave it 8 out of 10. It was decent. Like I said, weakest episode so far, but it doesn't mean it's bad by any means. Still enjoyed it. Really good. And I think everything that happened here was technically necessary, and they talked it out, all that stuff. You have to put the difference aside, work together to stop this terrible plan. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you. Yeah. The link to the reaction will be in the description down below. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.